Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading for August 2013. Why do I keep saying that? This is like the third video where I said 2013. So I don't know. Some of us might want to check back to see, we might be ending a cycle from that period of time. So anyways, this is for 2023. This is also for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Many of you follow my daughter, Jenny Love Tarot. She's got an Aquarius Moon, and she's very attracted to Aquarius men. So, I don't know. But anyway, she's got a Scorpio Sun, by the way. This is also for those who are intuitively guided. Thank you for paying attention to your intuition, or you might be here checking up on an Aquarius. Just know that your guides know that, and they're certainly gonna, they're gonna find a way to send you messages, even if you're not in your own reading, so to speak. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to use 3 different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary for our words of wisdom, as always. I brought out 2 new / old decks that were just calling to me that I haven't used in a while. And one of them is the Cosmic Tarot. We'll use that for your clarifiers or to go deeper. And then for your main spread, we're going to use the Good Tarot. Really one of my favorites, and I think one of the reasons why I don't use it more often is because it's the color of my table. So the cards don't come across quite as well. By the way, just so you know, any donations I receive, I'm trying to save them to get a better system, to get a better camera, to get, a stand for my mic, all that, to give you a better experience. So I want to thank you ahead of time. Very grateful for that. Okay, let's go ahead and begin them. We're going to start with Mother Mary. Aquarius, Aquarius. All right, let's give them a cut. And let's begin. So, August 2023, but remember, time is fluid. Something may just be opening up in August that could be life-changing. All right. We have mercy. Mercy, have mercy on my soul. I am kind and thoughtful towards myself and others. I am kind and thoughtful towards myself and others. Notice how yourself is before others. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way. I just mean that, if we don't take care of us, how can we take care of anyone else? If we don't love us, how can anyone else love us in the way that we deserve? So, I'm kind and thoughtful towards myself and others. We'll read that from the book at the end of the reading, but it'll come up in your reading here. So let's go ahead and begin the tarot portion. Again, we're using the Good Tarot. Give him one more shuffle. Beautiful. And let's give him a cut. All right, and I am going to shuffle for your cards. So let's go ahead and begin. Just clear your mind. All right, we have the 4 of Cups. Bring this lid down a little bit. 4 of Cups. Well, 4 Cups can talk about discontentment, boredom in one's life, In the Four of Cups, normally you're being handed a cup. There's some type of cup of fulfillment that wants to come in, but, you know, sometimes I feel like in the Four of Cups, do I see it? You know, maybe I need to feel it. So there's some discontentment. It is the first card, so I'm hoping that's going to change. Well, we have the Tower. And then we have Justice, card of Libra. Some of you, I feel like this is talking about discontentment within your life, but also potentially within a relationship. And it's interesting because I feel like, you know, I feel like I may be with someone. And when I say me, I mean you. But I feel like I may be with someone, but I'm not sure. Like it's just not, you know, it's not fulfilling me in maybe the way that I thought. You know, but am I doing anything about it? Because the Four of Cups, many times in that energy, I'm not really doing anything, even though I am discontent. Justice tells me that this is potentially cutting ties with someone. The Tower in between, it's almost like the universe is agreeing with you. Maybe something has come to an end, and it may take your human action to then end that cycle to begin the next cycle. You know, Justice can certainly represent a divorce, cutting of ties, karmic situations, but it's really about making you whole again. You know, what's fair and just in your life. But at the same time, I feel like it is calling for some human action from you for whatever change. We have the Hangman. Interesting. It's almost like you're resisting it. You're resisting it. And I have a feeling, you know, if this is talking about cutting ties with a particular person, but yet at the same breath, I don't feel satisfied here. I don't feel complete in this energy, whether it be love or a job or whatever situation it is. The Hangman says that you're not making any movement. You know, the Hangman is a pause in action, but the Hangman is seeking wisdom nonetheless. But it does look like, you know, it's almost like if I don't cut the ties, then do the ties ever get cut? And if the ties never get cut, does my life remain the same? And again, I'm talking to those who feel discontent within their life right now. Let's go underneath these. Ten of Cups, look at that. Under the Four of Cups. You know, I feel like I thought I was signing up for the Ten of Cups. That's what I thought I was signing up for, but I had this feeling that, you know, if there was like a promise of the Ten of Cups, someone didn't follow through. Ten of Cups is the house of harmony. It is the house of love. But with the Four of Cups above that, I don't feel so happy in that energy. Interesting how your cards are coming out one by one. Look at this, the Nine of Cups. Wow. Okay. Somebody is definitely considering, or maybe you should consider. Of course, I'm not telling you what to do, but from the Ten of Cups down to the Nine of Cups, how that reads to me is coupled and single. From a coupled energy to single energy. Now, you know, I'm telling myself that it's really going to disrupt my life if I cut ties with someone who, again, I feel like it's almost like I was promised a Ten of Cups, but that's not what I received. I received the Four of Cups. Now, maybe for a period of time it was happy and, you know, happy-go-lucky, but I do feel like there was some type of a change. You know, the Nine of Cups to me feels like singular energy, but I feel like you're going to be fine, better than fine in that energy, because this is about inner harmony, the Nine of Cups. It does have the Tower above it, so I feel like, again, this is the human action you need to take. Now, don't take it if it's not for you. You know what I mean? Like, this is for the people who I feel like are discontent in their life, and I feel like you've been hanging in there, right? You've been hanging in there, but again, I feel like the promise of the Ten of Cups was not fulfilled. So, you know, I've got to be willing, you know, first of all, if you choose to cut ties with that energy so that I can find this inner harmony again. I don't feel like this Tower is coming for you. I feel like you're making the decision of whether to hand that Tower out, so to speak. You know, like, if I'm really thinking about it, if I'm this person, I'm in, let's just say it's a relationship, and again, you know, I'm not being fulfilled in that relationship, clearly, with the Four of Cups and the Hangman and the Tower. I don't feel like I'm receiving fulfillment. I forget where I was going to go with this. I forget where I was going to go with that, so I'm just going to keep going. We have the Messenger of Earth. This is the Knight of Pentacles. I always love seeing the Knight of Pentacles because this talks about something that's coming into your physical world. Sometimes it's the way, you know, like if there's a change I want to make and maybe I couldn't see it clearly before, but this shows me the way. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving knight. But it's moving slow on purpose. And again, it may mean that, like, you take this human action from whatever it is that you're dissatisfied with, and it's like the universe is going to meet you. You know, it's like once you take that action, the Knight of Pentacles shows up at the right time, and the right time is just the right time. Like, can't even pinpoint it, but I feel like in a way I can pinpoint it because I feel like it's as soon as you cut ties, whether that be a divorce, whether that just mean cutting ties, again, I feel like from false promises, like enough is enough. So I love, like, it's like your guardian angel is there to meet you. And then we have the Hermit, card of Virgo. You know, this is about your spirituality. But this is really, you know, it's interesting because with the Hangman above the Hermit, and, you know, I don't know why, but when I see this card, I notice the keys hanging there. And it's like, there's the keys to unlock your next door, your next potential, your next relationship, whatever it may be. 2 9s, I feel like I'm moving from the Ten of Cups type of energy into singular type energy. But again, I feel like I'm doing it with purpose because I don't feel like the Ten of Cups manifested. And, you know, the Hermit to me is, you know, it's that willingness to go deep within oneself, to ask oneself those tough questions. You know, am I satisfied? What is it I need to do? Because remember, that Hangman is seeking wisdom. And he's going to find it in the Hermit's energy. Sometimes the Hermit can represent going through the dark night of the soul. But if that's the case, there was much to learn. You know, I feel like the Hermit is seeking the light. And the Hermit realizes, I am the light. And for some of you, that may simply mean, like, again, your human action, you taking one of these keys and unlocking the next door, could change your world. You know, it's like your spiritual team hears your prayers. Like God hears your prayers. You know, and I feel like, but there's some things that cannot be interfered with, and that is your free will. We have the Four of Pentacles. Two fours mirroring each other, Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles to me is about your foundation, can be about your home. We have the Two of Pentacles, so there's the question. Should I or shouldn't I? You know, Two of Pentacles is called the Juggler's card. But I feel like it's about using your logical mind. You know, as it relates to any decisions, there is a decision on the board. And I feel like that decision is whether, again, to cut ties. We have the Five of Swords. This is telling us why. Right? Something that maybe was meant to be, like, or I thought was going to go to the Ten of Cups, instead went to the Five of Swords. It went toxic on me. Something became toxic. Whether that be other people, but I also feel like we have to include ourselves in that energy, because I feel like it really talks about a vibration. And in the Five of Swords energy, you know, again, all remains the same unless I leave it. I just feel like someone went toxic on you. And then we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, you know, that would definitely fit with Mother Mary's mercy. I feel I am kind and thoughtful towards myself and others, because that really is the Page of Cups journey, is really how to learn to love oneself first and foremost. This is also your inner child type energy. You know, I feel like some of you, I feel like you've just been in a situation for a while, and it's like all of a sudden, like, you get these feelings of, you know, is there better out there? You know, how long am I going to stay stuck in this type of situation? When am I going to put me back to first? You know, if this is a current relationship, can it be saved? I feel like anything can be saved if two people really want to save it. But on the other hand, I feel like because there feels like there's a lot of toxicity wrapped up in this, there's a lot of discontentment within your life. The Hangman, it's like a pause in the action. We have the Empress on the bottom of the deck, the mother figure. Some of you, that could be exactly why you stay where you stay. Maybe you are a mother and maybe you don't want to disrupt the family, but it doesn't seem like you're satisfied. Now, the Empress is also a very creative soul. This is someone who receives lots of epiphanies and has learned that, you know, sometimes my way out of something is through my own creative mind. Like working on something that piques my interest. You know, I start to fall in love with that part of my life, and when that happens, I feel like it automatically raises your vibration, and the things that no longer fit naturally want to fall away. Remember, the Empress is someone who has learned not to harden her heart, right? Because again, someone may have promised me the Ten of Pentacles, but for whatever reason, it doesn't feel like it manifested, or if it did manifest, it was for a short period of time, maybe one chapter. But really, maybe one of these lessons, maybe justice is representing karma for some of you, and maybe, I keep saying maybe, one of the lessons is, you know, learning again, like when I'm unsatisfied in my life, and if I feel like, like I tried, but nothing is manifesting in the way that I had hoped, then I need to use my own energy to make those changes. The Empress, she keeps her vibration high. And one of the requirements of being with the Empress is that your vibration is also high. But she's someone who has really walked all the paths of all the queens. So she's got a lot of wisdom. She just needs to trust in herself. And I feel like I'm talking to you. Just trust in yourself. Let's see what's under the Empress. Page of Swords. Could be communication. For a few of you, I feel like, you may have children. And that may be one of the reasons why, like, you're staying in a situation, maybe a marriage. You don't want to disrupt the household. But at the same time, I feel like if things are toxic, if they're toxic, think of it in another way. Like, do you want your children to live in that type of energy? And sometimes I feel like, like, let's just say that one of the people in this relationship is a narcissist. And there's nothing I can do to change that. Don't even try. Sometimes showing our children that, we don't have to accept certain energies in our life. It's really up to us, right? Because I feel like if I'm a mother here, and again, I feel unsatisfied within my life, but maybe one of the worries is, like, I don't want to disrupt my children's life. I feel like, they're learning from you. Now, I am not trying to talk you into anything. I want to be very clear about that. If this is you, you already feel this. Alright. Let's bring in the Cosmic Tarot, and let's start at the beginning, but read it as a whole. So we're looking at the Four of Cups, discontentment, the Tower, disruption, justice, cutting ties, potentially. But listen, the ties that I cut here, because she is mirrored by the Five of Swords, so it is toxic type energy anyway. The ties that I cut here really are about bringing me back to balance. We have the Princess of Cups. Normally the Princess of Cups is about to receive. Interesting. Six of Swords comes over that Tower, which I kind of love seeing, to be honest, with the Five of Swords down here, because this is saying that I'm not willing to take the toxicity any longer. And again, that can mean a million different things, but whatever it means to you, I feel like I'm just no longer willing to take it. Six of Swords, it means that I had a good long look at my life, and I see, that I'm unsatisfied. So I am moving on. Here's that human action that I feel like, that I feel like the universe is waiting for. And then you go back to the Princess of Cups. This, the Princess of Cups to me is someone who's about to receive an unexpected cup of fulfillment. And it's interesting because under the Empress is the Page of Swords. So this could be some type of communication that comes in. It's like a game changer. It's like a game changer. We have the Eight of Wands. Showed up in reverse. Eight of Wands is fast-moving energy. It's also what I think about, I bring about. I don't love that it's mirrored down here by the Five of Swords, because I don't want to I don't want to, I don't want my head to stay in this toxic energy, because it's almost causing me to manifest more of the same type of energy. Eight of Wands, what I think about, I bring about. Now, it is in reverse, but, you know, it's interesting because I kind of feel like it's in the, I feel the energy is in the upright, but I am going to leave it in reverse. You know, the 8 is about a new beginning. Maybe that's what you need to ask yourself, or maybe that's what is a little bit of the fear factor, like, oh, you know, even if a new beginning can be a good thing, it's still, especially with the 6 of Swords, it's temporary energy, temporary disruption, but it is temporary. It's almost like somebody reaches out to you, maybe someone from your past that you completely did not expect to do that, you know, or you run across each other, that type of thing. But again, I feel like it's nothing that I expected, and sometimes it does take another, you know, or the thought of potentially being with someone to get us to move out of where, you know, we're discontent at the moment. You know, it's almost like someone makes the decision to move out, but maybe if I'm married to this person, maybe, you know, I'm not rushing to get a divorce, but maybe I am moving out. We have the Sun, card of Leo. It's illumination. It also came in reverse, though. But it's coming over the Hangman, so, you know, I do feel like things are a little cloudy as it relates to, like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You know, the Sun is illumination, and whether it's in the upright or reversed, it's still illumination. It's, do I want to see it? Do I want to accept it? I also feel like this could certainly speak about someone who may be reaching out that you knew, you know, like from your hometown, you know, when you were kids, or, you know, just in that period of life where you didn't feel so restricted. I don't feel like making this decision is easy. However, I do feel like this is something that's been on your mind for a while. And it's interesting that, you know, sometimes it does take, like, someone else reaching out, like, just to ignite something within us that gets everything moving. Card of Leo, by the way. I don't know if I said that. The ruler of Leo. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Well, I kind of love that, because if, again, I'm thinking about leaving what was supposed to be a happy home, I love the 9 of Pentacles coming over it, because this is really an independent nature. You know, and that is your nature, Aquarius. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be in a relationship, but it does mean that, you know, it's like, I feel you wouldn't feel comfortable, like, having to rely on another. I love the 9 of Pentacles coming over the 10 of Cups with the Empress right there, because some of you, this is about working out of your home. Remember, we have the Knight of Pentacles, so I feel like it's a helping hand in some way. Well, hello, 10 of Cups. Interesting. So now the 10 of Cups is over the 9 of Cups. And then we have the 3 of Wands. Interesting. I feel like you're swapping houses. I feel like you're swapping lovers. I feel like someone who's been a part of your life where that energy has gone bad for whatever the reason. I feel like you, like, one of the things that you can do to help you feel comfortable if you want to move on, is think about your own independence, and being able to take care of yourself. Some of you, it's definitely working from home, especially with the Ten of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. But this is also about, loving what you do. It doesn't have to mean, it is hard work. But it's you who benefits from that work. Nine of Pentacles is successful self-employment. And I find it interesting because it is independent energy. So again, I feel like here's this Ten of Cups that I'm not satisfied in. But here's this Princess of Cups who's about to receive something, some type of cup. And I feel like this Page of Swords is telling us that it is some type of communication. Look at that, the Ten of Wands under that. It's almost like the ability to then end what's been a very difficult chapter. Could have been a chapter where everything was on your shoulders and it just feels like enough is enough. Some of you, I feel like you're going to receive epiphanies that are going to help you. Let's just say you're in a situation where I am depending on another financially. Well, I feel like your spirit guide, especially with Knight of Pentacles here, is saying we're going to help you. We're going to pique your interest. We're going to lead you down this path, if you so choose, that really can bring you a true sense of independence. And, it can be wealth. I mean, it can be wealth. Some of you, someone may be reaching out that you used to work with. I know I'm putting a lot of things on the table. But listen, over the Knight of Pentacles, again, the Knight of Pentacles is bringing a pentacle into your world. This is something that is meant to expand your life. This is something that's tangible. This is not just a wish. This is something that comes in at the right time. And I love that the Three of Wands now is over that. So we opened the reading with you being somewhat discontent within your life. And now we're moving you into the energy of being optimistic about your future. And your guides are definitely helping you with that. It's like as soon as you take your human action, I feel like everything else just kind of falls in place. But keep your intuition open, because I definitely feel like you're being guided. All right, let's keep going. And by the way, I feel like, yes, it's like, again, I feel like, maybe I was promised the Ten of Cups. It didn't manifest. But then I make this human action. I change what's no longer working. And lo and behold, here comes the Ten of Cups. It feels like with someone different. And it's coming over the Nine of Cups. So that inner harmony first. Mother Mary, I am kind and thoughtful towards myself and others. So I feel like, it's like, yes, this Ten of Cups is being eclipsed out, if that's what you want. But then there's another Ten of Cups that sits along the next journey, that sits along the next path. So let's keep going. Look at that, how it just flipped. We have the Eight of Swords. Self-created prison. This is the energy where sometimes you feel stuck. There's no way out. But really, there are ways out. The only person who can uncreate this prison is the person who created it. And many times it's a prison of our mind, our thoughts. Again, feeling stuck. Becoming fearful of change. Fearful of allowing yourself to have new beginnings. If you think of this journey, right, this life's journey, you're a spiritual being having these human experiences. In the Eight of Swords, on a spiritual side, because it's coming over the Hermit, doesn't really fit. Right? But I feel like through the Hermit's energy, that's what you're realizing. It's again like the Hermit is seeking the light. Well, there's the sun right above him. And what's the sun illuminating? You. In this prison that was created. It may be why the Eight of Wands came in reversed. What could move faster doesn't. But maybe it's my thoughts that kind of hold me in place. All right, let's keep going. You know, you can break free from that energy. Okay. Had to mess up my whole spread. Alright, we got quite a few cards, but we're going to take them. We have the World, the next chapter. Here we go. You know, I love that the World's following the Hermit, first of all, because I do feel like the World chapter is our most spiritual time. You know, the World, if you think about the World card in Tarot, it's the last major arcana. I feel like it's the closest energy to God. This is where I'm living my truth. I don't feel like this opens until I'm ready for it to open. Or another way of saying that is like the universe is like, I can't start this chapter until you close the door to the old chapter, right? Or until you use one of those keys to unlock this door. And the only way you can do that is to break free from that self-created prison. Trust in yourself. You know, trust that you can really create quite a world for yourself. Doesn't even matter your age. Sometimes we use age as an excuse, but it doesn't matter. We have the King of Swords. Interesting, we saw the Page of Swords, and now we see the King of Swords. He's coming right over this question. Certainly can be you, Aquarius, can be another Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. We do have Libra on the board. But this king is making you question something. He's following the World. Now, let's talk about this king, because other than an air sign, let's talk about the energy of this king. So this is a king in the upright who, truth is important, right? It's like, I speak the truth and I expect the truth back. This is someone who can be a great communicator. And I feel for some of you, this is someone you already know. Maybe you haven't seen in years. Princess of Wands, my little fool. And I mean that in an endearing way. This is someone who takes a chance. Doesn't always work out. But she's learned to get up and dust herself off and follow the next path. Interesting that it's coming next to the king. And we saw the king's page, right? The Page of Swords earlier, under the Empress. And now we see the Princess of Wands. So we have to look up here, the Princess of Cups. Some type of unexpected couple fulfillment is coming towards her. It is her choice whether she says yay or nay. This makes me feel like she says yay. Coming over that Five of Swords. It's almost like this communication is, or at least you tell yourself what was needed. No, that's probably not the right word. There's something about this communication that takes you from non-movement to movement pretty quickly. Now, if I'm married to someone but I'm not happy, and again, you would not be happy if I'm speaking to you. I don't feel like it's like wham, bam, I'm going to divorce, but maybe we're going to split, we're going to separate. And I feel like eventually that will fulfill itself. Well, hello, Star. There you are. Your major arcana. I love that it's being mirrored by the sun, because it is about your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes, but it's about manifesting them. Coming over the Page of Cups, next to the Princess of Wands, do I dare? Do I dare? Do I dare? And I feel like the answer is yes. Dare. Because the star is mirrored by the world. So again, what seems like an unfulfilled promise from one turns out to be a fulfilled promise from another. Well, hello, Ten of Pentacles. And then we have the Devil, card of Capricorn. You know, it's interesting because Ten of Pentacles, I feel like, is a very good energy to show if I've been in a, let's just say, a relationship with someone who has just become untrustworthy or toxic to me, or, you know, doesn't have my interest in mind at all. Can be someone who's just living from a lower vibration, and you've become used to that, but I don't feel like, even if I've become used to it, I don't feel like deep down it's what I want. So I feel like, you know, there is an energy of someone who's unwilling to change, but then I feel like there's someone who comes in who absolutely just feels so much more grounded. Interesting, because you go from the Nine of Pentacles and now we have the Ten of Pentacles, and this King is attached not only to the Nine of Pentacles but the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. For some of you, it could certainly represent a Capricorn, but I'm not done, because there's a heck of a lot of energy here. You know, let's look at the World card, right? Because the World is beginning that next chapter. And again, it's going to be up to you, right? It's up to you when you unlock that door, when you uncreate that prison, when you say, I'm no longer willing to be an energy that just is dissatisfying to me. Doesn't mean I have to move quickly, but I do need to make a move, right? It's almost like if I don't put that intention out there, then what's going to come back to me? The same old, the same old. But then I feel like something unexpected happens. Potentially a person reaches out, and I feel like that changes everything. Now, are they meant to then be with you for the rest of your life, or were they meant just to activate that part of you? Well, you have the Ten of Pentacles. To me, that is about Pentacles taking root. You know what I mean? Like, they can truly take root. And to me, root means like, you know, I'm here for eternity. And don't forget, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight is saying, I'm bringing in this Pentacle. And I find it interesting that what follows it in Pentacle land is the Ten of Pentacles. I really can't ask for much more than that. The Star and the World mirroring each other. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. I feel like for a while, they have been put on the back burner. But I feel like you're seeking them. You're seeking guidance anyway. And I feel like you're going to receive the guidance that you're really seeking. Alright, I want to look at this King of Swords a little more. You know, and again, it doesn't have to be an air sign, but this king would be authentic to oneself. Like, you know, like when I speak to this king, I just know who he is. Like, there's no, you know, doesn't feel need to hide who he is. Or she. Well, we have another king. King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have the Four of Cups. Interesting. And then we have the Death card. First of all, it's a card of Scorpio. I feel like one of these kings are being eclipsed out. I'm saying eclipsed because we're in Leo's energy. And there's a lot that happens within the month of August. So I do feel like one of these kings, and it kind of feels like the King of Wands now. Because he's connected right to that Four of Cups. So he is potentially part of what has, been unsatisfying in your life. Death card is about closing doors so that new doors can open. And it's interesting because I feel like, again, like maybe I get some type of communication, it reaches me, and that alone, it changes my mindset. And again, maybe I am leaving someone, and if I'm married to him, it may just simply say, you don't have to go from A to Z like right away. You can separate and then eventually go for, if you want to, a divorce type energy. But the death card is saying you got to close the door to whatever is no longer serving you, because a new door cannot open until you do that. Again, your human action. The death card is about a rebirth. And that's a promise. You close that one door, and I promise you there will be a rebirth in your life. So I feel like bye-bye to one king, hello to another. Now I'm saying king because it's a king in front of me, but it can be a queen also. But that's pretty clear. Like, I feel like your reading is very, very clear. Let's go over to the Eight of Swords connected to the star. And let's just see. Let's see what else we need to know. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Six of Wands. Look at that. That's the energy of victory. First of all, coming over the Seven of Wands, or coming under the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is defending type energy. It's standing your ground. Stand your ground. But listen, if standing your ground is not getting you anywhere, maybe, it's almost like if I'm standing my ground against a narcissist, it doesn't even matter, because a narcissist will always try to find the winning hand, so to speak. And maybe for me, my winning hand is to leave that narcissist, because you have the energy of being victorious over that energy, I feel like, and so it is. And then look at this, the Magician. So the Magician coming under the Two of Cups. It's a soulmate. Now, it doesn't mean that someone who has been teaching us hard lessons is not a soulmate. They certainly could be. But I feel more karmic, to be honest, because I feel like this person is a soulmate. Not more of, but is a soulmate. And I love the Magician over that. Because with the Eight of Swords here, again, that self-created prison. I feel like the sun is helping to illuminate that for you, so that you can break free, whatever that may mean to you. But I feel like breaking free changes your whole mindset, all that can be. It's like all of a sudden I start thinking about, wait a minute. There's a lot that can happen in my life. There's a lot of excitement that maybe I think is impossible, but it's going to show. First of all, again, that Princess of Cups, something's coming unexpectedly. The Knight of Pentacles, it's telling you, it's bringing you something to your physical world. The Death card, close that door. Close the door of toxicity. Learn to love yourself again and allow yourself to have opportunities. I don't have to move so quickly. But I do feel like this is like a separation, and then, the final, finalizing it can come down the road. But I feel like there's a soulmate on this next chapter. And I feel like, again, interesting enough, I feel like this first Ten of Cups was what I thought I was going to have. It didn't manifest. But then the Ten of Cups again, and I feel like this time it's going to manifest. Why? Because the Nine of Cups is there. So you found that inner harmony. You found your right. Like your right to live a happy, loving life. but it didn't come without its lessons. No doubt. But listen, I feel like, here's the thing. If we're in everywhere I look, you're learning those lessons, because we have the Five of Swords, boom, we have the Six of Swords. Moving away from that toxic energy. We have the Seven of Wands, defending myself. Six of Wands. Don't really care about defending myself anymore. I just feel victorious it's like I know what I know. I feel like you're breaking yourself free from this self-created prison, and lo and behold, the world, it opens up for you. Sometimes it is our human action that gets the ball rolling. Okay. I'm just going to go right across the middle of the spread. Anything else that wants to come out, now is the time. All right, with Queen of Cups. So we went from the Princess of Cups to the Queen. Can be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But this is someone who is able to receive love. This is someone who is able to give love. She's in the upright. This is someone who really enjoys being in a relationship. But listen, I feel like one of the things you're learning is I don't need a relationship. I can be successful on my own. But nonetheless, I feel like, but I would like that fulfillment. Again, if somebody is reaching out from your past, from the princess to the queen, from the prince to the king, and then we have the moon card, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. There's a lot going on with the moon. We just had a super full moon. And many times I can talk about eclipsing things out of our lives because new things want to come in. Time keeps on ticking. Time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking. The future. Time keeps on ticking. Okay. We have the Ace of Wands. And then we have the Four of Swords. Ace of Wands is that inspiration. I feel like the Ace of Wands is something we do need to reach out and grab. But the inspiration starts first. It is like the Empress receiving those epiphanies, receiving messages, and being open to them. And then I love the Four of Swords. So whatever, it's healing those broken pieces. Healing those broken pieces. And then, hello, King of Pentacles. And then the Fool. Brand new. The Fool says, I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm just going to see where it takes me. King of Pentacles, now we have 3 kings, but I do know one of these kings I feel like is definitely being eclipsed out. But now we do have the king that matches the Ten of Pentacles. So it can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We have Virgo and Capricorn on the table. Other than that, I feel like it's just representing different people for different people. But the Fool. What does the Fool tell you? The Fool says that you found a way to put your past in the past. Now, I am saying this feels like someone from your past is reaching out, but I want you to understand this is completely different energy. Completely different energy. So, yes, I am putting the past in the past. But listen, if someone's reaching out from the past, they're reaching out as a king or a queen. Right? One time I was a page. Now I am a queen or a king. I feel like the Fool's just saying, take a chance. Take a step forward. And see what happens. You know, it's interesting. I thought this was the Four of Swords. It's actually the Five of Swords. And what else is interesting is the Ace of Wands and the Five of Swords really came in reverse, but he didn't feel them that way. But this, you know, I should read him that way because it could simply say that some of you, you know, it's like, I feel like it has to come down to you. Like the decision has to come down to you. And some of you may be saying, no, I'm not willing to take that chance yet. Well, then don't. Right? It's up to you. But it doesn't make the toxicity go away. You know, so if I feel like this is going to get better, I have a feeling it doesn't. And I feel like even if I say no to that Ace of Wands right now, doesn't mean it doesn't come back around. So I guess it's whenever you're ready. However, again, I feel like there's someone who seems to be helping you make that decision. And I don't mean like literally saying you should leave someone. I mean their energy coming in can change everything for you. Can turn you into the Fool. And the Fool just means I am not going to allow my past to predict my present or my future. The Fool's starting at the beginning. And I love the Magician is right here also, because the Magician is the Fool's first teacher. And the Magician teaches the Fool that you have everything that you know, everything you possess, everything that you need to be successful on this next path. This is not about what's out there. This is about what's already within you. The ability to manifest, right? The Fool is present moment, and that is where I plant my seeds. But the Magician is also connected to the soulmate energy. So I feel like I'm flipping houses. I'm flipping house. I'm flipping loves. And I definitely feel like you're getting back to you. And, you know, you're allowing your dreams to come true. But again, you know, it is with that human action that tells the universe, I'm ready for what's next. All right, let's read Mercy. Mercy. This card asks you to notice the way in which you relate to people, including yourself. If you are kind and thoughtful towards others, you will have higher self-esteem. While you can't control how another person treats you, mercy and compassion are usually returned in kind. This card is a message to avoid gossip or criticism of yourself or others, and to consciously speak in loving and empowering ways. Well, that is the Empress. The higher energy generated by positive words will insulate you from negativity. This is the true meaning of judge not, lest ye be judged. And sitting right next to it is a miracle. And that's kind of what I feel like with this Princess of Cups. Like, it does feel like a miracle. You know, like, didn't think it could happen to me, and then it does. Clearing of old energy, of energies no longer serving you. You know, energy that's keeping you pinned down. It is completely up to you what you want to do about it. And again, for some of you, it's like you're making a decision to move on. But you don't have to move quickly. You know, I don't feel like there's anything here that says everything must be at, like, you know, a high speed. No, you take your time, right? Especially with the Eight of Wands in reverse and the Fool. It's like, take your time. Live in the present moment. Take this day by day by day. You know, it's all about the journey. And the destination will show itself. But remember, the Fool is the one who's planting those seeds. of how my future's going to look. There's a soulmate. Now, I don't feel like this soulmate is saving you. I feel like you're saving yourself. But I do feel like they're igniting something that helps you move towards that energy. Alright, I think I'm going to leave that there, guys. I feel like, the message is pretty clear. And I'm sure it can be different things for different people. But still, it's pretty clear. I thank you guys. I love you guys. Again, I thank you for your donations. It truly is what keeps this channel alive. And I'm sure all tarot readers is what keeps their channels alive, because YouTube does not pay you much money at all. Maybe if you have 1 million subscribers, who knows? And who knows, maybe one day I'll reach that. But anyway, I thank you for sharing this on your social media, your different platforms. I know many of you do that, and I so appreciate that. I thank you for watching the ads. Something that simple can definitely help my channel. I know YouTube doesn't like us to say that, but it's the truth. So, whatever you do, and, just being here is good enough for me. Like, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read the way I read. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for helping others who comment, who may need that little helping hand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.